Good evening. Welcome to the show. I am Lou Mangello. Thank you so much for being here, both in the Facebook page, in the group, trying some new stuff tonight. Welcome to WDW Radio Live, our weekly live broadcast and chat where you can be part of the community and conversation. Please make sure you join the clubhouse over at www.radio.com/clubhouse. If this is your first time here, thank you. Welcome. Sit back, relax, introduce yourself, make yourself comfortable. And if you're watching on the replay, don't forget to join us every Wednesday right here at 7:30 p.m. Eastern. Thank you, by the way, for the last couple of weeks. We were out and about in the parks, really had a nice time taking you with me to Epcot, and the week before we had a beautiful night in Magic Kingdom. Sunset that night was absolutely perfect. And if you missed it, make sure you can check out the replay, both on Facebook as well as on YouTube. And again, if you're a first-time viewer, let me know by telling me where you are watching from and how long you've been listening to the show. Why not? We've got a lot to cover tonight. We're going to talk about this week's podcast. We're going to talk about Falcon and Winter Soldier. We'll do a top 5 live, which you may have already weighed in on. You absolutely helped determine what was a very, very difficult, dare I say, controversial list. We'll get to that in a little while. And who knows, maybe we'll have some time to play a little 20 questions, give away a prize or 2 or 3. First things first, I want to quickly say thank you to some of the new members of the WDW Radio Nation family, including Sherry Ross, Kyle Bollmeyer, it's actually Tom Foster. Typo, my bad. I'm so used to typing Tim. I wrote Tim. It's Tom Foster, Tim's long-lost, distant relative, Maria Healy, just Erica, and Tiki C. I appreciate you not only helping to keep the light on, but I also love being able to give back to you each and every month. If you want to find out how you can not only help the show, but get exclusive rewards every single month, I do a scavenger hunt or a trivia quest. There's also care packages from Walt Disney World, group video calls on Zoom every month, early access to special events, lots more. And I'm working on a few new things for the nation as well. You can find out how you can be a part of the nation by going to WDW Radio Nation for as little as $1 a month. And don't forget that a portion of your optional contribution does go to our Dream Team project to benefit the Make-A-Wish Foundation of America. And actually was talking to them not too long ago, did a little bit of math. And thanks to you, and because of you, I'm not going to cry. You have raised more than $450,000 for the Make-A-Wish Foundation of America over the past 15 or so years. So I applaud you. I thank you. You should be very proud of that. You have made a huge, positive, real difference in the lives of people that need it, and you should be very proud of that. So thank you for doing that, and I thank you for letting me be a part of it. And if you go to WDWRadio.com, you can learn more about the Dream Team project, how you can help, as well as the running team, all the things that feed into our Dream Team project work. Let's get into a discussion about this past week's show, our top 10 nighttime experiences in Walt Disney World, show 629. I was doing the math last week, like between this show and the show I had beforehand, I think it's been like 840 some odd weeks of podcasting, which is insane. If you've been here for the entire time, wow, thank you for that. It's a lot of Lou, and thank you, and I apologize. But we talked about our top 10 nighttime experiences in Walt Disney World. I want to know from you, what is your favorite thing to do, keep it clean, favorite thing to do at night in the parks, in the resorts, in Disney Springs, wherever it might be. So Darren says, today my wife and I cleared the way for our May 13th trip back to Walt Disney World, vaccinated. Congratulations. Thank you for doing your part. Let's see. Zach Brown must be trying a new skincare routine. Looking fresh, my man. Listen, if I keep a little bit of scruff and a lot of shadows, I think it's very, very helpful. So that's my routine. Is just is shadows a lot. Um, let's see. Beth Strickland says Pandora, 100% Pandora. I agree. I think Pandora is one of the most beautiful places just to wander around at night. You don't need to ride a single attraction. I think the land is an attraction. I feel the same way about Galaxy's Edge and even some lands in Magic Kingdom. Like, I think Adventureland is beautiful at night. Frontierland takes on a different feel at night. Andy says Main Street USA after closing time, without a doubt. Marcus Vallow, you know I'm in agreement about walking around World Showcase when the illuminations or harmonious torches are lit. We have to start getting used to that, right? We have to start getting used to the fact that illuminations broke up with us. We're moving on to harmonious. Jessica cannot, I'm sure, wait for Fantasmic to come back. Becky says, well, I know exactly what that means. When Becky says, well, I don't want to finish the sentence, but basically drinking cocktails at a certain club with a double-digit number that's both the same, that's in between 2 and 4, is your favorite thing to do at night and during the day. We get that. I interpret that just from the word well, because I know you so very much well, by the way. Kristen loves to just sit and people watch. I do as well. Tony458, the Tony458, my favorite was seeing Yeehaw Bob. He is coming back. I believe it in my heart of hearts. That guy has been putting on weekly concerts for free on Facebook, and I just cannot believe that the port will reopen without Yeehaw Bob being there. And people are going to lose their marbles. By the way, I noticed that, Tony, you're watching on YouTube. We're testing something new by we, I mean me. We are testing something new tonight, and I'm also live streaming to YouTube. I have gotten a lot of requests over the years to broadcast somewhere else other than Facebook for a variety of reasons. I know a couple of you said, oh, that's cool. I'm going to put it up on the big screen, which is freaking me out because you don't want this giant head on your big TV. But thank you for watching on YouTube. Kevin Cooper likes walking around the Polynesian with all the tiki torches, possibly with a Dole Whip or some sort of Dole Whip-like derivative in hand. Butch, I'm happy you said it, man. Riding the Skyliner and enjoying the quiet, especially now when you have the Skyliner literally to yourself. It is one party per Skyliner, obviously because of COVID. It is beautiful and it's silent, other than a little bit of the, the sort of the overhead narrations and spiels. I love the fact that there's no music there because there's something about the peace and quiet and serenity of that Skyliner that I love very, very much. Trader Sam's followed by fireworks on the beach. A lot of fireworks on the beach or from your hotel room. Marty Rabin says, love watching from the balcony of the Contemporary. Lindsay wants to do a solo walk around Hollywood with snack and beverage in hand. I think that so many of the parks are more beautiful at night. I think Galaxy's Edge. I think you're right. I think Sunset Boulevard at night. Pandora, certainly. Animal Kingdom as a whole, that park, takes on a very different feel. There's a sense of mystery and adventure, much like Adventureland at night. World Showcase and some of the pavilions, I think, shine, really, literally and figuratively shine at night and almost are more beautiful in the evening than they are during the day. Mark Stees, nighttime photography was one of them on my list because now nighttime photography is accessible. You don't want to see what nighttime photography is accessible to everybody because of this. You don't have to worry about buying and bringing an expensive camera and tripods. The night mode on the phones is so incredible that you can come home with beautiful, non-blurry pictures the way that they used to be. Gina Flacco loves riding Big Thunder Mountain and watching the electric water pageant. Gina, please say hi to your boys for me. It was great meeting them in Magic Kingdom a couple of weeks ago. Really, really sweet kids, by the way. Illuminations, walking through World Showcase. I love the fact that for so many of you, it's the simple things like wandering the parks. Ryan Donahoe from the Forcecast says, nothing better than Big Thunder during the fireworks, great views of the castle, the show, and it's always, and I can hear you saying it's the wildest ride in the wilderness. Marlisa is going to be in Pandora next week. And Devin is in today. Let's see. This helped confirm our slow walks out of the parks on our June trip. I think, especially now with the parks being less crowded, you can take a slow morning at your resort and enjoy the pool, a nice leisurely breakfast, go to the parks later in the afternoon, especially as it starts to get a little bit cooler, which is going to become it's an issue now because it's like 90 degrees in the middle of the day. Instead of sort of doing rope drop until the middle of the day, you could sort of shift your schedule and enjoy the parks in the evening. I love the fact that Epcot has been open late, Magic Kingdom has been open late, and the parks clear out because so many vacationers do the early morning rope drop because there's so many less people in the parks, even though they might look crowded. There's a lot less people in the parks. By the afternoon, there's much less of a crowd. So you have that park to yourself, and you can just take in the sights, take in the sounds, because there's less people. The sounds are more vibrant, the colors are more pronounced, and it is just beautiful being able to walk through. Amanda is putting her vote in for Toy Story Land. I know a lot of you are looking forward to Fantasmic coming back. Iggy says, you're looking very slim. I had to post it in there because I'm wearing dark colors and trying to do a lot with shadows. So thank you for that. Although I did have a funky chicken sandwich today, and good Gandhi, that was delicious. If you haven't been to Everglazed, put that on your list. Morning, noon, night, go for the donuts, stay for the funky chicken. It is the best chicken sandwich, not just in Walt Disney World, possibly anywhere. Chick-fil-A, I'm looking at you. Valerie loves the balloon, the characters in flight in Disney Springs. Boathouse is just a short walk and view away. I haven't done characters in flight in years, and it's something I need to do once again. Steve Medina, good to see you as well. Rita, safari at dusk. Sunset is my favorite time of day in any of the parks. You can also do the nighttime safari. It's a paid safari, but you can do it at Animal Kingdom Lodge. You don't need to be staying there. Martin Shergold from the United Kingdom says, love Tomorrowland at night. Martin Shergold, I know that you know this already, but if you love Tomorrowland now, just you wait. I have one word for you, and that word is Tron. Because Tron, ride it during the day, but it's spectacular at night. And the way that lighted canopy is going to change the horizons of Tomorrowland. I mean, the literal horizon of Tomorrowland is going to be spectacular. And I think, and I've been saying this, I think Tron is going to usher in the first step in what is possibly going to be an update coming to Tomorrowland as a whole. But just you wait. Beth Mrs. Wishes, say that 3 times fast. We look forward to fireworks coming back as well. Illuminations didn't break up with us. It was sent away. Listen, interpret that however you want. All I know is, there's a new, there's a new girl in town, and her name is Harmonia. She's taking her time, but hopefully, and I believe that she is going to be worth waiting for. Marcus Vowels, listen, everybody's going to always be carrying a torch for Illuminations. We will, like any relationship that hopefully ended well, you will hang on to I am not a relationship advice giver, but hopefully you hang on to those good memories that you have of Illuminations. Becky, walking the wrong way at the end of the night in Epcot works. When you say walking the wrong way, again, I'm assuming you've had multiple cocktails. Your interpretation of walking the wrong way literally might be you not walking the wrong way. I know you're desperate to get back into the parks as well. Let's see. Dinner at STK followed by a Belgian chocolate shake at Haagen-Dazs and street music. Every part of that Bradford sounds delicious. Dave Rashoni, of course, from DJR Music is going to talk about Walking World Showcase, listening to the music. It's a big part of the reason why we've spent so much time on each of the parks and the lands in the daytime and the nighttime, and Future World and World Showcase, because the music is so important. And you might recognize Dave Rashoni from our Music of the Magic Kingdom. And by the way, he sings the intro theme to the WDW Radio show as well. Let's see. Watching the boat parade, exiting Epcot at night, the twinkle lights and the fountains. David hopes Yeehaw Bob. I believe, I really do believe, and I know nothing, but I really do believe that Yeehaw Bob will be back. Let me sort of catch up. Can you believe that? Listen, Steve, I'm lucky that, knock on wood, I still have my hair and that my hair continues to grow as fast as it does. Holly Beamer, thank you for watching on YouTube. Again, this is it is an experiment tonight. We'll see how it goes. Testing something new that's going to hopefully give a little bit more access to the show. And hopefully if you're watching and then you watch it, you're going to want to come back next week and tell a friend. Amanda Bonner from Disney Travel for All says, Animal Kingdom at night. It's one of the things that I love about the extended hours, because usually extended hours means the parks are more crowded, it's getting more hot. But Animal Kingdom at night, remember way back when, Animal Kingdom used to close all the time at 5 o'clock. There was no Animal Kingdom at night. And I think it's a gift being able to experience that park in the evening, especially when it's empty. And when the after hours events and some of the even hard ticket events come back, if you've never been to an empty Animal Kingdom, and that's usually what those events are, whether it's a Disney Vacation Club members event, an after hours event, or the park is sometimes just open late, there is something wonderfully beautiful and quiet about Animal Kingdom at night. And it takes on a completely new feel. Devin McDonough, Nomad Lounge, outside seating at night. I've got 3 words for you. Sign me up. I'm in. A lot of love for the Skyliner as well. Galaxy's Edge is beautiful at night. Angela, first one talking about an attraction that I've seen, loves to ride Big Thunder Mountain at night. The darkness and a fast, fun attraction to wake us up for a little while longer. Again, if you love Big Thunder, you are going to freak out when you ride Tron. And if you are not a Tron fan, first of all, please, please, please do not watch videos of Tron in Shanghai, right? Don't watch. I want you to have that same experience that we did when we went, of being surprised when you walk in and you get on that very special ride vehicle. And I'm not going to spoil any of it for you, but it's multiple attractions in one, because the pre-show, post-show, bookend, 2 different attractions, what happens inside the building and then what happens outside the building. And I promise, like all good things, Tron is worth waiting for. Lot of love for, look, finally somebody brought up, Jamie Brandman Egan says, the Amphicar ride at night is magical, especially with a belly full of Boathouse food. I actually swung by Boathouse today and did not eat there. They were tempting me. They were luring. Are you here for lunch? You want to sit? I'm like, no, yes, no. And I didn't, but today was a beautiful day to sit outside. Melanie says, Adventurers Club was the place to be. I almost gave the Kungaloosh salute, but I won't do it. But I do miss Adventurers Club. There's a lot about old Pleasure Island that I miss. Do you remember the West End stage? Do you remember it was New Year's every night? The dance parties, the multiple clubs that you could sort of bounce in and out of. I loved 8-tracks and the retro music, and I loved, even the rock and roll, XFR, the rock and roll. Mannequins was my jam. Don't ask questions. I actually just found a picture of me and Cavaricci's. I saw it, I burned it, and then deleted all digital copies of it because it's a horror show. So that's not kidding. It's actually on my desktop. Beth likes Dumbo during the current fireworks show. No distracting projections, just fireworks as it should be. The Jungle Cruise at night is the only way to experience it. We have a new Jungle Cruise, an updated Jungle Cruise coming relatively soon. Wow, I'm so far behind on comments. Colleen Connors Park says, look, I'll take anywhere in Disney World at night at this point. I just want to get back to the parks just because she's there. She's happy to be there. Yes, Becky. So the chat does not overlay So where you are watching is where you are going to experience chat. I have the ability to see them all and share them in here, but if you're on YouTube, you're not going to watch Facebook. If you're watching in Facebook pages, you're probably not going to see the Facebook group. You can bounce out a separate chat window, but I don't want to overcomplicate things for you. Kyle Bollmeyer, you're currently on my 65-inch TV. That's a lot of pressure, man, and I feel fat all of a sudden, not just because I had a funky chicken and half an ube donut and fries and a coffee, whatever. I was stressed out and needed to carb load. Let me see. Where else do you guys like to go at night? The 65-inch TV always lies. Megan cannot wait to try Everglaze. It is so good. So, the funky chicken. Because I went today, I'm like, you know what, Lou? Maybe it was just I bought into the hype. Maybe I was just so excited because it was something brand new. It lives up. It absolutely lives up to all of the hype. Becky has not been to Everglazed Hin. And Becky, I promise you, if I could get you out of the club whose name shall not be mentioned, and now listen, Everglazed is technically counter service. We'll work through that for you. I will even go get it for you. You just sit and relax, because the funky chicken, the spicy fries, the ube or blueberry donut, and one of their cold brew coffees, yes, you can get it with or without alcohol, are so good. That is a nice afternoon or late night treat as well. Sandra says, hello from Saratoga, New York. It is nice to see you. Thank you and welcome Welcome. Thank you for being here. What I'm trying to say. The Sassagoula River Water Taxi, Heather Richards. There's it's the simple things, right? And I love being on the water, and I love being on the water at night. So funky chicken for the retreat, maybe. Tacey Atkinson, that's something that might be able to, somebody write that down. Get out of my brain, woman, because you're using your Canadian magical mump-like stuff, because I was thinking and making notes about the retreat today, as a matter of fact. So get out of my head, woman, or get ready for an announcement at some point. Drinks at the Gurgling Suitcase, staring at the lighthouse at Disney's Old Key West Resort. Beautiful resort by the pool at night, especially when it's not very crowded there. We'll talk about some of our favorite beautiful resorts as well. Just not what they have in terms of amenities and rooms, just the aesthetic, the design of the resorts and resorts that you enjoy being at. I was talking to somebody today. I know it's not everybody's favorite, but man, there is something I really dig about Disney's Riviera Resort, especially at night. Topolino's Terrace. If only there was somebody, and I can't believe I can't find anybody to go with me at night to get that rigatoni, look out over the outside balcony to that beautiful sunset and the Skyliner in the distance. Eventually, I'm sure I'll find somebody who's willing to maybe even do a live review there. Maybe even do a live dining review at some point. I'm sure somebody will. Let's see, Jeremy. So Jeremy, and listen, if you have any feedback about this experiment tonight in terms of with the chat or anything, just do me a favor, message me or send me an email. Let me know what's working, what's not working. Kevin Shea says, sitting in the hotel lobby at night, watching people come and go. Who are these people? What is their story? Do they know Lou? I like to do that too. I used to do that when I was a kid in the back of the station wagon, literally. And we'd be driving to Florida, and I'd see all the cars on the road, and I used to make up stories. I wonder where everybody's going. Where's that guy going? Is he going home? Is he going to work? What are they doing? Let's see. Will Harmonious have a Christmas tag like Illuminations? We know nothing. And I love the fact that we don't know nothing. Harmonious is so interesting. I was with friends last week talking about, I think maybe on the live show, talking about Harmonious, because right now the barges, the under construction barges are not everybody's favorite. I don't mind them because I have faith in what's coming, and I was preach. And look, I have no horse in the race. Like I just believe in what they're doing. I love the idea of having fountains and what these nighttime shows are going to be. And I believe that there's going to be a payoff for what we are seeing now. And at some point they'll say, you know what, maybe I was wrong to judge too early. And look, Epcot's, a lot of things are under construction right now, and it's just the very small price we pay to get from point A to point B. So I have a feeling Harmonious is going to be gorgeous, and I hope, for no other reason, I just hope that I'm right. Tia Frankenkella says the music is just better at night throughout the parks. I agree 1,000%. The whole thing, Lou, on the TV is freaking me to freak out, Judy. I've seen pictures before, and for some reason, the idea of you sitting in your living room and my giant head on your big, beautiful TV is weirding me out. So now I'm overly conscious of everything. How's my hair? I'm having a bad hair. Do I hate it? Do you hate it? Am I having a bad hair night? Marla Chan, love Marla Chan. Marla, I can't wait to see you again out here in Walt Disney World. So much eating that we have to do. Maybe Marla will come with me for the chicken sugo rigatoni at Topolino Terrace. We'll get rigatoni. We'll split a fillet. We'll talk. We'll talk as we get closer. Let's see. Watching the Magic Kingdom fireworks. Ray Castro. I shaved this morning, and by 3 I look like this. That's basically what happens. So I go through t-shirts really quickly because they all get all fuzzy because my scruff rips my t-shirts apart. So let me see. All right. Any other Topolino's Terrace, the actual terrace at night? Mary, I'm with you 1,000%. I'm with you 1,000%. Everest is beautiful at night. Test Track is better at night. A lot of love for Texas. Stormalong Bay, Sean Robertson, is beautiful at night. Even if you're not in the pool, just hanging out by the pool or at Hurricane Hannah's is really, really nice. The Tony says Cars Land is the most... Tony, I still remember the first time I saw Cars Land at night. And there was this reveal moment, and you could hear the air get sucked out of there was almost this audible gasp because it was so impactful to see that. And still, when they do when they turn on the lights at night, it's something that you almost need to plan for because it's so cool and so well done. And there is a moment that is worth almost planning your day around because it's so cool. And I'm sure they will be doing those again. Tron in Shanghai is the best. The colors are amazing. Tron, God. And I drive by Magic Kingdom relatively often, and as I see it starting to come together, and I see that canopy, they're putting the lights on the canopy now, it gets me very excited for what's to come. But please, I implore you, resist the temptation to look up videos and wait until you can see it with your own eyes. It is... it is. Well, Jeremy Goff won't watch Tron videos online again or anyway. Don't do it. Watch the Everglades. Watch the Funk. I will do an hour-long, just one of those looping videos of the Funky Chicken, and you could, if you get tempted, you could just watch that. Talking Avengers Campus. Listen, I am as excited as the next guy, Carlos Bravo. We are, a long way removed from when this should have opened. And if you can see by some of the Spidey stuff in my background, I would say that I'm incredibly excited for this. I wouldn't say more or less than anybody else, but I literally, when I heard the announcement, this is not a joke. I Googled temporary residency in California. Is it something that I was able to do? If I found a friend that lived in California, could I somehow get a California license or something just for a week, and then I would switch my residency back? I'm not kidding. I want to see it, but I know Avengers Campus isn't open yet. So fingers crossed that I can get out there when it opens. All right, let me move forward here and see what else I'm missing. Being able to see this on YouTube is great. Good. I'm happy that you are enjoying it. Especially, I know some of you are not on Facebook, which is part of the reason why I wanted to do YouTube as well. A Haunted Mansion at night, especially during Halloween when they've got the fog effects and some of the greens and the purple lighting effects, and Madame Carlotta is outside. Jeff says, one of my favorite Disney memories was riding Astro Orbiter at night with my daughter when she was little. Jeff, believe it or not, Astro Orbiter is one of the very few attractions I can't wrap my... Now, you have a different connection because it's emotional, because it's your daughter. I just can't... Fortunately, my kids don't like it, but I can't sort of wrap my heart and head around that attraction. I need to give it another shot. So, Jeremy says, I can see the Facebook comments on YouTube. Good. So one of the tweaks that I made earlier with the help of Restream support seems to be working, which is good to hear. So, Don Nicholson, jelly rolls with friends. It has been a long, long time. 1, since I've seen you, and 2, since I've been to jelly rolls. And I look forward to those dueling pianos coming back. So, yes, Becky, I passed on Boathouse for a funky chicken. That's called willpower or hunger. One of the two. So, let me see. DJ likes Spice Road Table at night. Get a bunch of appetizers, a little sangria, some friends. That's a good evening right there. Amanda says, the funky chicken, it is. I said it from the first day that I went there. And I know, and there's a few of you that I see who are in here who are like, no way, Mangello. That's just you being Mangello. You love everything. You know the truth about the funky chicken. Karen, the blueberry donut, and because I'm, again, not a sweet guy. I don't like the ones with all the stuff on it. Blueberry and ube are the way to go. And get one of those nitro, cold brew coffee thingamajiggies. That is the way to go. So, Steel Diver, we did not move to YouTube, but we are adding YouTube to the mix. So, never listen or watch. I actually have. Of course, I brought home donuts. I should have brought one up, but you don't want to watch me eat. But they're so good. But that's going to be my snack tonight. That is going to be my snack. So, let me see. Dreamer Deborah also loves the Riviera. Sandra needs a donut. We all need a donut. Sometimes we do. Like if you're having a bad day and things just getting you down, a donut is one of those foods that could just make things better. So, Ryan went with some friends to hang at the Riviera the other night. It was gorgeous. I'm just trying to see if Ryan texted me. No. Nope, no text from bro. That's all right. That's fine. I'm sure, Ryan. I'm sure it was an oversight. That's okay. Let's see. What else? What else are we missing? Anything else in terms of? And I know I'm way behind on comments. And now that their comments are double because of YouTube, they go by very, very fast on my end. I'm able to see all the comments from all the different inputs here, so I'm. So I'm seeing comments about, again, not a lot of love for the barges. Be patient. Be patient, my young Padawan. The barges will pay off. It's like watching a house under construction, and you see the frame go up and the wiring, and you're like, "Ay, that's not good." And then when the house is done, you're like, "Oh my God, it's beautiful." I think that's what Harmonious is going to be. I do. The barges don't bother me. The barges never bothered me anyway, so they don't now, and I think they certainly won't. And I like fountains and I like water, so I'm completely okay with it. Denise Reno Jackson says, I am excited for the new additions. So, thank you, Dreamer Deborah. That actually makes me feel much better than you think. Nick Wood, huge fan, 17 from High Point, North Carolina, the home of furniture factories. I remember going to High Point many, many times with my parents as a kid, and a good barbecue too. So your head fits perfectly on your body. I don't know. I'm assuming that's a compliment or not. Or it's like, well, you have a fat body, so you have a fat head, so the proportions, I need to move on. I need to move on because now I'm getting I'm getting way too self-conscious about it. All right, let's see. Let me just move on quickly to catch up on Sue Passauer, also from MEI and Mouse Fan Travel. By the way, for all your vacation planning needs, says Geyser Point at night, looking over the water with a drink in hand or a delicious bison burger or, gosh, I don't even remember what's on the menu. If only even after the show, if only there was somebody like a friend close by who's like, hey, I'll pick you up. Let's go to Geyser Point. It's a beautiful night. I'll treat you to some appetizers. Nothing. Blank. Completely blank. Someday. Maybe maybe I should do a show from Geyser Point. Like, really, really soon. I need to add that to the mental list of somebody write that down. Meg Nodden says, shaboom, shaboom, life could be a dream, and she loves Cars Land at night. I am with you 100% and look forward to seeing you again. Cannot wait for People Mover at night. We almost sometimes forget. It was nice to see, I was at Magic Kingdom yesterday. It was nice to see the People Mover being tested once again. So I think we're close. I think we are close. So the lighting ceremony in Cars Land is so much fun. I dig. Marla Chan says, I saw them turn the lights on in Cars Land yesterday, 7:15, my favorite time of night. Let me see. We'll watch the grease tape. Listen, nobody will ever find the grease tape. My mom passing made me think about a lot of things and prepare for a lot of things. I said, listen, if I get hit by a meteor tomorrow, I want to make sure nobody can find the grease tape. And I have arranged so that the grease tape will never, ever be found. Literally, no other living person knows. Not that it's a big deal. It's not like I'm trying to hide, some sort of like Area 51 secret, but I want to make sure nobody sees it. So, all right, let me quickly catch up to on some comments, and then we will move forward. I love hearing that so many of you are enjoying and enjoy the parks at night as much as I do. Hunter wants donuts and White Castle. Hunter, me and you, man, we're gonna hang out. You're gonna come to Orlando. We're gonna get a crave case of White Castle. We're gonna go and get a dozen Everglazed donuts, and we're gonna go sit and watch movies at whatever resort you're staying at one night, by the pool or whatever. That's going to be a good night. Me and you in costume. Hopefully no ube shortages. I can't believe you didn't drop me a funky chicken. I was going to, but I ate them between Everglazed and my car. I mean, I ate them on the donut garden patio on the way out, which is why I was just making sure that they weren't poisonous. I was just making sure they weren't, which they were not. I can assure you they are not poisonous. So, let's see. Kenyon says the harmonious barges look like the speakers that Metallica uses, so it could be really cool. I think it's going to be really cool. It's not going to be like a Metallica concert, and it's interesting that you mentioned Metallica because that is a name that might come up in the top 5 live. Stay tuned. So we will get to that. Listen, I would love to continue to hear your thoughts on the best nighttime experiences in Walt Disney World. Weigh in the comments in the Facebook group. It's the WDW Radio Clubhouse at wdwradio.com/clubhouse. Call the voicemail at 407-900-9391 and let me know what your favorite thing to do is at night in Walt Disney World. Oh, Sue Passauer, not cool. Cafe du Monde beignets or Everglazed. They're two different things, and you are tearing at my love of New Orleans heartstrings. And Cafe du Monde is an institution, and it's a rite of passage, and it's oh so good with the and you dip your beignet in the coffee, and then you walk through the square, and the music is playing. But Everglazed is right here, and I can have it more. They're two different things. I think we can love them both equally, and it's not really a matter of choosing because I'm starving once again. Darren says, can you give a shout out to my daughter who's celebrating the 9th anniversary of her 21st birthday tonight watching you? So if I'm going to do the math, Darren, that sounds like she is, right now, she is technically still 29-ish. And I want to wish your daughter a very happy birthday. And she's probably wondering why you're spending it watching me instead of celebrating with her. So turn off the TV, close the laptop, and go enjoy your daughter's birthday. So, and yes, you do need to send me some Cafe Du Monde. And Becky Menken, I would go back to New Orleans in a heartbeat. Like, I don't even need like an event, a cruise, or whatever. We'll make our own magic as we have done in the past. We did one 5 years ago when we went to New Orleans. It was under the guise of some New Orleans rock and roll race, which was the best race I ever cheered at, by the way. And it was an amazing few days in New Orleans. I would do that again in an absolute second. By the way, speaking of things we can all do together, by the way, don't forget that our Marvel Day at Sea cruise is this February 5th through the 10th, 2022. It leaves not out of New Orleans, but out of the port of Miami. 5 nights, Castaway Cay, Marvel Day at Sea. I assure you, and I promise you, other than Alaska, the Marvel Day at Sea cruise is my favorite. It is so incredibly well done. If you have never cruised before, if you're desperate to cruise again, you don't have to even like Marvel because we do so much other cool stuff on these cruises. I invite you to come and join us. If you go to www.radio.com/Marvel Cruise, you can get some more details and you can get a free, count it, free, no obligation quote from our friends over at Mouse Fan Travel. God, I was trying to do it without my glasses on, but I can't. But yes, you can go and get a quote from our friends over at Mouse Fan Travel. I'll kill this. There you go. So, all right. With that, let us move on from the show and the cruise, and let's move over to our Disney Plus pick of the week. Insert dramatic pick of the week music here, of which I don't actually have any. Of course, we're going to go back to the Falcon and the Winter Soldier as the pick of the week. Again, the Falcon and the Winter Soldier is the Harmonious of Disney Plus. Why? Because Harmonious has to follow Illuminations, which is a near impossible task. Falcon and the Winter Soldier had to follow WandaVision. And I think the same thing happened for the first 2 or so episodes of Falcon and Winter Soldier. People are like, it's nice. Not thrilling, but nice. And then all of a sudden by episode 3, things ramp up. I will keep this, by the way, spoiler-free as possible, right? We have a spoiler support group for... why do I not have this logo ready? We have a spoiler support group that you can come and join by going to www.radio.com/spoilers, or just look up Spoiler Support Group on Facebook, where we talk about the show and what's coming and share theories and images and lots of theories, especially as in terms of what is starting to come as one show transitions to another. There's only 2 episodes left of Falcon and the Winter Soldier, and from what I read today, I believe, they're saying that half of the plot is going to take place in these last 2 episodes. So strap in and get ready for what is going to be probably a very exciting, look, the one thing about Falcon and Winter Soldier, which is very different than WandaVision, is it feels like a 6-part movie, right? It feels like something that you would almost see on the big screen, but separated out into a series of smaller parts. And as you see, you almost can sort of feel the arc starting to get more exciting, more intense, while the first 2 episodes were really sort of that preface and sort of first act of the story, setting the stage. And if you have not seen last week's episode, turn off YouTube or Facebook right now and go watch it till the very, very end, because there was a lot of mouths wide open and screaming at TVs and phones and iPads when that final scene happened. It's going to be very interesting to see what the next 2 weeks are going to look like. And I'm seeing there's a lot of love for the Falcon and Winter Soldier. And actually, I agree. WandaVision felt separate, but Falcon and Winter Soldier has a traditional... I think WandaVision in the last episode and a half felt that connection to the MCU, but I agree with you 100%. The Falcon and Winter Soldier feels like it is something in the MCU, and I also cannot believe that there are 2 episodes left, and they are going to get crazy. I think they're going to get crazy. And look, Jeremy Goff, I think you're right. It's, there was this fervor and this incredible, I call it water cooler conversation that was happening with WandaVision. And we were watching these episodes 2, 3, 4, 5 times over and over again, and the theories, we're still waiting for Mephisto. And I don't think Baron Zemo was Mephisto, for all of you who may think so. So this is sort of a much slower burn, and it just feels different. I think we're going to get a little bit more of that weirdness when Loki debuts right after, right? So we know we've got I love the fact that we have something like one right after the other, we got this, then we've got Loki, then we've got Black Widow. So I love the fact that they're all feeding one into the next. And I don't think that you're wrong about being scarred. That was the one thing, and I won't say exactly where it is in case you haven't seen it, but if you know, you know. That final scene, those final 10 seconds from the facial expression to the intensity of that scene, that is not something, we have not seen something so graphic in any prior Marvel TV show or even any Marvel Cinematic Universe film. I was trying to think back, was there any sort of a scene that would rival that? And no. Maybe Thanos in the garden in Endgame, and that was Thanos. So this felt very different, and I know I'm not the only one who found himself rewatching over and over again. Mary Beth was throwing pillows at her TV. Yeah, a lot of people just, that final scene was, Fred Abley, right, from Get Me Coding says did not sit well. It was very unnerving, and I think that was the whole point. I think, and it wasn't shocking for shocking's sake. It wasn't shocking for effect. It was shocking to drive a very important point home, and I think it did it incredibly effectively. And that's the scene that that people are talking about. WandaVision, we were talking about every scene, and for Falcon and Winter Soldier, these are iconic moments that we're talking about, and that's going to be one that people are going to talk about for a long, long time. Did anybody see the deleted Zemo scene? Do you mean this scene? I could watch that all day. I could watch Zemo dance all day long. Kevin says, sweet moves. Love the deleted Zemo scene. And supposedly, I saw an interview. He said that it wasn't something that was necessarily scripted. He just felt like he was supposed to get out there And that was his interpretation of how he thought Zemo would dance. He had that little sort of like he almost had like the little overbite thing going. It looked like a lot of dancing from a lot of Italian weddings that I went to growing up. So is Zemo a dad? So it's the one thing that Falcon Winter Soldier has are these small, almost throwaway moments of levity and humor that do not offset a final scene like that, but it's nice that they do have those sort of little milestone moments, whether it's a simple line. I think Bucky is the master of having those one or two words or looks that will lighten a potential heavy situation. So, but yeah, Zemo takes it. And I believe that there's an hour-long cut of the Zemo dance on YouTube. So if you just want that look, I think if you're having a bad day, and trust me, like I've had a couple of moments this week, put on a little Zemo dance, even if you find like the GIF of him just like doing his thing, it'll put a little smile on your face. So, I feel like you could pull off, oh my God, wait a minute. Depending on what happens in the next 2 weeks, for Marvel Day at Sea, do I make a Baron Zemo costume? With the little, like, I've got my little purple. If I'm wearing the purple hood and nobody knows it's me, and I get out on, it's not deck 11, it's deck 10. On deck 10 on the Magic after do a little, Marvel dance party, you never know. You never know what might happen. Crazy things happen on these cruises. So, it will be, the song is going to be in my head all night. I love it. Yeah. I love it. So, is it as good as the grease tape dancing? Very different, Martin. It is a very different look. So, let me see. I can see why it was deleted. Are you kidding? That's good stuff. I could watch that over and over again. So, Lou and Zemo's giant coat. It needs. I have to find somebody who is good at, sewing, and I have to go to like the thrift. My daughter loves going to thrift stores, so I'm gonna have her do it. Go to the thrift store, get a big coat, put some big old fur on there, and get some help making that dance, making the mask, so I can do the dance. So, Christine, I've been practicing the dance moves a lot at home, on the couch, here in the office. I make sure the camera's off, and then I practice. So, but yeah. So, what do you think of Falcon and Winter Soldier? What are your thoughts on Falcon and Winter Soldier? I think, Falcon and Winter Soldier is obviously it's its own great standalone story, and I love Bucky Barnes. I love the character. I love the actor. I love his storyline. Look, I loved him in Hot Tub Time Machine. Bucky Barnes was in Hot Tub Time Machine. He played the ski lift ranger guy. And I'm really curious to see, knowing a little bit about the comics as I do, you wonder where Bucky's story. And if you go back and watch some of the early trailers for Falcon and Winter Soldier, there were some scenes, and they might have just been red herrings, but there's some scenes that we have not seen in the actual series as yet. So let's see what happens with the Shield. And I want to also point out one other, and I don't know if it's just a simple design aesthetic or it's a throwaway or it's a mistake. Go back and watch this or any of the episodes of Falcon and Winter Soldier and look specifically at the Shield. Then go back and watch the end of Avengers Endgame. Spoiler alert. When Cap gives Sam the shield, it is Cap's shield, right? It is the plain, simple shield. The shield that Sam had, which now stupid Cap has, is different. If you look in the silver, there's actually a black, almost like a groove. So the shield is different. And again, I'm like, look, hexagon, theories, Mephisto. Like, is it just a different design shield? Because I don't want to get weird and nerdy, but if Cap gave Sam that shield, how is this one different? Like, which shield did Cap have? Was there a separate timeline? You get really like your brain starts melting, but the shield is different. And I wonder why. It could be nothing, but it's a different shield than the one Cap gave to Sam at the end. So, and I do miss Agent Carter. Like, that's not true. I mean, I miss Agent Carter, but I miss Haley Atwell. So, all right, let us move on. Let us move on from there. Share your thoughts and your theories in the spoiler support group, and I need to quickly find the image for you because I should have had it ready and I didn't. I'm a one-man show here, by the way. But there you go. You can find the spoiler support group at. Let's do it this way. At WDWRadio.com/spoilers and invite a friend while you're at it, because the more the merrier. So, all right, let us go from Falcon and Winter Soldier. Let's go from there to tonight's Top 5 Live, where each week, and I really do keep this to 5, unlike the top 10 shows. I keep this to 5 with as little honorable mentions as possible. And I took this week's Top 5 Live directly from a question that I asked on Instagram and that I asked on Facebook in the Clubhouse. And I took your answers and very, very clearly unscientific and unmathematically assembled them in my head because I wanted to sort of figure out, what possible top 5 bands could replace Aerosmith in Rock and Roller Coaster. Now, I do want to say this because I got this question a lot when I posted this. My posting this hypothetical question is just that. It is a hypothetical. I know nothing. I am not dancing around knowledge of something that I know is coming or a change that's impending. I am not saying that at all. So please don't read into the fact that I asked this question as being anything more than just sparking what has turned out to be very interesting, sometimes funny conversation. Got it? Good. All right. So with that, let's move on, because here are the top 5. But now Angela Jenkins says Run DMC. Where were you when I was looking for suggestions? Now I've got Run DMC songs in my head. Public Enemy, probably not going to be on this list, by the way, whoever said Public Enemy. But here are top 5 bands to replace Aerosmith in Rock and Roller Coaster, starring no longer Aerosmith. All right, so coming in at number 5, Dr. Teeth and the Electric Mayhem Band. This was not me. A number of you came up with this idea. I love it. It is complete and utter impossibility, but I think it was just cool and it was creative because, look, this is a very, and we'll talk more about it as we go through. This is a very difficult question to answer because making a change to Aerosmith invites all kinds of conversation and controversy, right? You know, if you replace it, is it still Rock and Roller Coaster? Is it a number of different genres of music? You know, and it, again, not to make it a debate that should be any more serious than us just having fun with, some armchair imagineering. But if Aerosmith was to leave, there would have to be some very interesting conversations that took place. But I digress. Let's move on. So, all right, number 5, Dr. Teeth and the Electric Mayhem Band. Probably not going to happen. Probably would be fun anyway. Coming in at number 4, Hey Hey We're the Monkees. And people say, again, I had a very, very, very difficult time with this list. And everybody that I thought of putting on, and the list gets more serious after here, everybody I thought about putting on, there were reasons not to, right? Whether it was popularity, age of the band, having bands that would appeal to a diverse audience, and diverse not just in musical styles, but in age and background and ethnicity and musical styles. I mean, there's a lot to this. So the Monkees was almost like, you can't not like the Monkees because it's a goof. Like, although I thought the Monkees, like, I love the TV show. So, but all right. So Dr. Teeth followed up, and every time I say Dr. Teeth, for some reason I find myself saying Dr. Teeth, and I don't know why. So I'm going to move on. Coming in at number 3, let's get real. Let's get real. There was a lot, Martin Shergold, I'm looking at you. There was a lot of love, and a lot of waving the Queen flag very, very hard. And some people made some very cogent, very intelligent arguments as to why Queen would be a perfect fit, and literally would list songs and how it would fit into the theme that's already there, even just the timing of the attraction. So Queen came across my mind, but was very much validated by the number of people that responded and suggested it. And I think it goes to, and look, and there's this huge resurgence in popularity of Queen over the last number of years. I think they've always sort of been in, near the surface of pop culture, but the last few years, a lot of those songs, even some of the ones that were not sort of the number one hits, are becoming more popular again. Queen is one that I think ticks a lot of boxes. I'm not saying it could be a reality, but like Sarah said, like a lot of you are saying, I could see Queen. And I know, Martin, you are a huge Queen fan. So many songs to choose from. Martin, I want you to weigh in the clubhouse, and I want you to give me the 8 Queen songs that you would have be as part of the Rock and Roller Coaster starring Queen playlist. All right, coming in at number 2, this one's going to need a little bit of explanation. And this is one, because I tried to think, look, you're not going to satisfy everyone, right? It's absolutely impossible to satisfy everyone. But maybe instead of it being Rock and Roller Coaster starring X, maybe it's this concert through time, where you can have a number of different, not just periods represented, but genres represented as well. So you don't feel like you are limiting it to just rock from the 60s or 70s or 80s, but you can sort of incorporate a number of different bands. Think of it like a music fest, right? You're going like to a music fest, or what was it called? Live Aid, or whatever, one of those big concert series that had a number of different bands going to play. You could almost do it like that. So I called it like a mega mix of different Milli Vanilli, a number of different bands that could play as if you were at one of these outdoor concert festivals. And so every time you went on, you might not know what song you would get, right? It would almost have this Guardians of the Galaxy Mission Breakout feel. And then you'd have those chaser ones that you couldn't necessarily get every single time. That would potentially solve a lot of problems for a lot of people, right? Because you're not just, well, I hate Aerosmith, right? I hate Queen, I'm not going to go ride this thing, but you don't know what you're going to get. You're going to get a variety of different music. So you can have a variety of different musical types. Look, I'd love to see some Run DMC in there, right? Like, again, I'm a kid of the 70s and 80s, and I loved that era of rap music. So you can have a lot of different genres and stylings over the years in this concert series, or this, concert in the park, and all of the different bands that you're all mentioning, and I can't put them all up, but could fit in here. And the idea that you didn't know what you're going to get, it's completely random, makes the re-rideability factor even more cool. But let's get to number 1. And again, in my very unscientific way of calculating the responses, there really was only one that could be number 1. And far and away, Instagram, Twitter, Instagram, let's leave Twitter out of it for now. Instagram, Facebook, the overwhelming number one response, far and away, was clear. And it was, of course, Aerosmith. I am amazed at how many people said you cannot put any other band in there. This is Aerosmith's attraction. There was a lot of compelling, passionate defense of Aerosmith staying, right? Like, you can only be one, let it be Aerosmith. Like, a lot of people don't feel that the attraction could be the same attraction without it being Aerosmith. And I get it, I get it. And I would almost have to ride it. And, I was trying to, in my mind, imagine like, I couldn't imagine, look, there's a reason why the Beatles aren't on this list, right? The Beatles aren't on the list because I couldn't come up with 8 songs that had that energy for a 60-mile-an-hour launch roller coaster. There was nothing that sort of fit into that had the same type of thing. So this is the one that fit, right? And yes, there's been other bands over the years, and I will admit, and I will very freely admit, that after like 1989, my musical interest and knowledge takes a huge, it's not even like a slow decline. It falls off pretty quickly. The 90s, I was listening to dance music and stuff like that, which would not fit here. But the 90s music I listened to is very period 90s. So I don't claim to know a lot of, gosh, it's going to make me sound old. But seriously, like groups from, 2000 forward, I couldn't, and I saw there was a lot of suggestions of certain bands. I could not tell you. Now, that doesn't make me, I'm not necessarily the target demographic, but trying to find something that would appeal to a wide spectrum of people, Aerosmith is one of those few bands, I think, that the songs are still popular to even a younger generation today as they were to people when, Steven Tyler belted them out on stage for the very first time. So that's why I will side with the majority and put Aerosmith in at number one. But we have to have a couple of honorable mentions. I don't even remember what my honorable mentions are at this time. So, so here it is. So these are 2 that were suggestions, and Powerline from 1995, a Goofy movie, was mentioned many times, not as a joke, but many times as like a serious replacement. And a few of you came in with Life is a Highway, and they said, look, you've got the Cars show next door. Why not theme this to a Cars theme? And instead of being in the limo, you're sort of being in, a car from the movie Cars, and you are going through. So I think that's less likely because it is a roller coaster with a height requirement, and telling young kids, I'm sorry, you're years away from making, or me, you're years away from making the height requirement for this. There might be a disconnect. So I'm going to admit something else, and I'm going to hand in my Disney card right now. I've never seen a Goofy movie. I don't know what Powerline is. I looked it up tonight because I was like, I need to make sure this is like a real thing. Like, I've seen shirts and I've heard people talk about it, but I've never seen a second of the Goofy movie other than watching the 20 seconds of Powerline that I watched tonight. So I'm assuming that was a sincere entry by people because it was mentioned so many times, but let the comments fly. I've never seen a Goofy movie. So that's the list. That's the list. Dr. Teeth and the Electric Mayhem Band. Oh, now I'm here. Here they come. Cassidy, I know. You cannot believe that I have never seen. I haven't. Homework. I know. I've got to watch a Goofy. Yeah. So Goofy movie is going to have to be a Disney Plus pick of the week at some point, clearly. But Dr. Teeth, the Monkees, Queen, A Concert Through Time, that mega mix, concert series almost, and Aerosmith. So This is not a list where it's, hey, fight me. It's here's a list. I'm going to share this graphic in the clubhouse. I want to know what you would add, remove, change on this list. Who would be your number one? Who is that one that you think not only you would like to personally see, but actually could be a reality, right? Let's just say that there's a contract with Aerosmith and it goes away. What do you do with this attraction, and who do you put in next? And I think that's a more difficult question than we might be thinking. So I'm going to post that in there, and you can share your thoughts in the clubhouse and weigh in on that. So there you go. I've seen AC/DC a number of times too, but I wonder, and again, I'm playing complete devil's advocate. I think if you put AC/DC, I think you will have some issues getting that one approved, because AC/DC is from a genre timing perspective, not that far off from Aerosmith, right? And if you're going to make a change to an attraction, it's not just, well, let's just insert another band from the 70s and 80s. It's got to be different, not just, you follow what I'm saying? Like, there needs to be something more different than just swapping out another relatively hard rock band from that time period. So I think that's where the potential difficulty might lie. And the issue is, no matter who you put in, some people are going to love it, some people are going to hate it. And, you don't want, if you're Disney, you don't want people to hate an attraction that you are investing time and money into. Listen, the comments about Harmonious probably make them sad sometimes, but we know they're saying, just wait. I believe in you, Harmonious. So Andrew, like, for example, I could not tell you a song that the Foo Fighters sing. I don't know. So a lot of the bands that you guys are saying, I couldn't. I don't think Celine Dion would be it. I'm gonna say I'm gonna take a hard pass on that, Ray. I'm gonna take a hard pass on Celine Dion. And yes, I know I'm getting yelled at that I need to. Michael Jackson. I would love to see Michael Jackson. I love Michael Jackson. So, but that's why I think you could put a number of different songs from different bands, different eras, and different genres, and you make everybody happy. So, Bon Jovi would work. Tony Bennett. Maybe not. Maybe Tony Bennett, like a post-show lounge area, like a Vegas lounge. Oh, God, I would love that. I'm getting... First of all, Becky, I'm sure if you said the song, like, oh, yeah, that's Foo Fighters. The fact that you're sending me a disc with a K, there's so much wrong with that. Who sends discs? Like, literally. And it's disc with a C. It doesn't matter. I know now all the Foo Fighter people are like, come on, Mangello, really? Like, I get that you didn't see Powerline, but I know. Goofy Movie is a good father son. Sounds like something's gonna make me cry. Second Star Steph is on board with Michael Jackson. Mama say Mama sa Makusa. I love Michael Jackson. I love Michael Jackson. One of the few people, like, not family related, that I cried when he passed. So Michael Jackson, John Belushi, and John Candy wept at the TV. There's more, but I'm illustrating the point. So, Dan, you were the chosen one. I know. Just tell me the name of a song. Hey Siri, what songs did the Foo Fighters sing? Please do. Just give me the name. Let me hear something. Oh, so many explicit lyrics. I'm afraid to even hit the button because I'm sure I would know these songs if I heard it. Yeah, whatever. It doesn't matter. At this point. So, anyway, Led Zeppelin. Music stopped around 1995 for me. Maroon 5. It's the guy with the tattoos, right? I told you, I am not... Look, the only music I like... And I don't listen to a lot of music in my car, but, like, when I do, it's always been, like, 80s or Disney. Or that's... Wait, that's a lie. So, confession time. It's 80s, Disney, or I'll listen to like music from like the 40s and 50s. Like, I love Dean Martin. I love big band era music from the 40s. It was not, again, I know I'm an old man, but whatever. It was simpler. It was singable. There's something about the instruments from that time that I love. I love the background music. Going back to rock and roll, I love the background music on Sunset Boulevard. I think it's gorgeous. So, yeah. Throw a little Benny Goodman on there, and I'm fine. So, I hear background music. Wait, what is that? I have no idea where that came from. Anyway, I must have hit something. Again, one guy, lots of buttons. Anyway, sorry about background music. I'm like, wait a minute, I just heard background music coming from somewhere. Thank you for letting me know. I must have my fat fingers. So there you go. So I'm very curious to know what you guys would like to hear in terms of what that next band would be. But I am looking up at the clock and I see that it is almost 9 o'clock. For those of you watching on YouTube, please do me a favor. Let me know what the experience has been like for you. Also, make sure you come and join the WDW Radio Clubhouse over on Facebook at facebook.com/clubhouse. Wait, I'm looking for it. There it is. Or you can go to www.com/community. That'll give you a link. That really is where the community and conversation exist. And I would love for you to be a part of that there, as well as be part of everything that the WDW Radio show and community has to offer. Again, don't forget to please join and help support the show by being part of the WDW Radio Nation family. You can help out for as little as $1 a month. And hopefully you are getting ready to take your first or your next trip to Walt Disney World, or gearing up, as many of us are, for our return trip to Disneyland coming sooner rather than later. When you do, please go and visit our friends over at mousefantravel.com. And I saw there was a couple other friends who were in the chat tonight. So you want to get a little bit of Disney like in your house. Maybe you can't get to the parks. You can get some of the scents, the smells, and bring some of that home with CoreMemoryCandles.com. And my buddy Dave Rashoni over at DJR Music. He is not just a composer and arranger musician. He's a really nice guy and has a number of different CDs and free downloads you can get of his own arrangements of some Disney music, which are beautiful. So go and check them out. And I know Amanda Bonner was here from DisneyTravelForAll.com. If you are a solo traveler or want to be one, Amanda has a lot of tips and advice on how to get the most out of your Disney vacation. And what else? I know I'm forgetting other stuff as well. Don't forget to go and visit. Don't forget to go and visit. No, not that one. This one. Don't forget to go and visit Sideshow Collectibles if you're looking for some of the most amazing Disney, Star Wars, Marvel, pop culture, sculptures, art, figures, Sideshow Collectibles. I have a number of ones in my collection, and I love giving these as gifts. They are absolutely amazing. So go check them out over at www.com/sideshow. And if you sign up for the newsletter, I believe you save $15 off your first order. And what else? I know I'm forgetting something else. I'm going to leave you with a recurring message, which for a variety of reasons, which I will not get into this week, and I'm sure you'll all have your own reasons why this message continues to be more important than ever. And this is not me being preachy. This is me being your friend and a human. And, I am going to ask you again to remember to choose the good, to find the good in everything that you encounter. It's so easy to look at the negatives and to harp on what you find to be negativity or inadequacies or whatever it is, instead of looking for the good part of something that you do, something that you see, and the positivity that we have and express is contagious. And we are in a state right now where there is, again, just so much negativity on a macro and micro scale. It is incumbent on you to find the good, to choose the good, and to be the good for other people as well. And I'm telling you, there is this amazing ripple effect that happens when you do. And it is not a big ask. It's asking you to be a good human and be good to other people and find the good and let that good make its way to others. And you'd be surprised. You do it with no expectation of anything in return, you'll feel pretty good as well. So if there's any way that I can be good to you, to help you in some way, please reach out and let me know. Thank you again for being part of the WDW Radio community, for being part of the family, and for letting others know about the Wednesday night show, the podcast, and we've got some good stuff cooking on the site and a few other things on the whiteboard that I don't want to get too far into, but there's good stuff coming. So I love you. I appreciate you. Enjoy the show this week, and I'll see you next week. Bye. By the way, this is a DJR Music Dave Rashoni composition, so thank you, Dave.